We'll just start with the session for today. And today we are going to see what is object-oriented programming language and data structure. Okay, so what is OOPS? In other programming language, you might also see what is OOPS, right? A program which has OOP is like much more simple, efficient to read the code and others as well. So why are we using it? Why are we using OOPS? So in the future stage, we had procedural language. We had procedural language. We have step 1 to execute, step 2 to execute, step 3, step 4, step 5, and everything. But it is not correct one, right? It becomes an issue when for debugging and other steps. So for that purpose, we are using object-oriented programming language. Okay, what is object-oriented programming system? So why are we using it? In this case, if you wanted to have it for a particular uh, say I built a coffee machine. Say I don't want a coffee. I say I wanted a car to be created, and I wanted a car to be created. I'll create a function for tires, brakes, and okay, if there is a player, I'll create player, airbags, and everything, right? So I'll be creating this as tires, brakes, and players. But I wanted to make sure that this one is working, right? So how to enable all those things is what called as instantiating. So okay, now I have created car with the functions of with its attributes, tires, brakes, and player. Say suppose next I wanted to create a cycle. What I'll do, I'll reuse the code which car used, but I'll not go with everything, right? So whatever which is common between car and cycle, I mean car and cycle, I can take. What is common? It's tires. So here in this part, we are actually making making the time reduce so that this development of this module is not being used here. So one time development and use it for everything. And we on object oriented programming language, there are 4 pillars called encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction. Okay, what is encapsulation? So when you are binding a function and its attribute together is encapsulation. Binding function and its encapsulation. Okay, what is function and what is attribute? If we all might see like what is function and what is attribute, right? What is it? Attribute it is what it has, and function is what it does. You can differentiate between has and does. Okay, uh, say suppose I have a car might have an attribute of tires, brakes, and color, and steering, and everything, but its attribute is it can steer, it can run to your machine, it can run to your road and everything, right? So there is something, a slight difference between function and attribute. Say I have car, its attributes will be color, text, and what is it like? These are attributes. So these are fixed values or it can be changed. Function is as the name suggests you can change it to any you can have any function, whatever the function is. Say suppose I have a function to be called as, say suppose I give function what, steer left, steer right, and play music. These are the functions that we use. So this is what binding up of functions and its attributes. Okay, when you are binding the function and attribute, there might be having the same data and same orientation in place, right? How will I change it? How will I use it? So it can change to each and every call of an input. Say I have a driver who wanted to drive it in Eastern Europe countries. So he wanted to change the function to steer left. So where the owner will be steering it to left. In that case, polymorphism is used, where it can adapt to any module. So responding to different techniques and different projects, polymorphism. Different modules you can say, which is polymorphism. Okay, what is inheritance? How is inheritance used? Say, take the same example where I wanted to inherit a property from car to cycle. Say I inherit a property from car, that is tire, to cycle. I take it. So this is my parent class. Car is my parent class, and this is my child class. So how am I going to implement it? This is parent class and base class. In this case, we have a parent as well as child. The parent will take everything from the child or a particular attribute, and that attribute can be changed. So inheriting data from other classes inheritance. Now, what is abstraction? Okay, many people might know all these things. I wanted to know what is abstraction. Abstraction is getting the information from the particular class and changing it to another thing. Abstracting the data. It is what is called as abstraction. Abstracting the data and or getting the information. What we call it as abstraction. Okay, I'm done with four pillars, and this is more of what we call it as an theory part, right? Okay, what we'll do in the functional part, what we'll do, we will open our Android Studio. So this is our Android Studio. What I'm going to achieve in this project is nothing but a particular quiz application, where in this quiz application you are going to give a question and it is true or false. If this is true, it will update correct, and if it is a correct answer, it will update tick, and if it is a false, it will give a cross here. Okay, so I have set up my file with the main.dart and created these two buttons and question to pop up here with the list, and this one will be a one, this if the answer is true, it will go on and press. So what I was saying is, like, I created a scaffold in this true or false. If I given the correct question, it will give true and it will give false. So this is what the main app idea is. So I given the main dot all of it. I created a dart file which has questions and which has questions.brain. In this questions, I'll put all those questions, and in this quiz brain, I'll give it a brain, that is to next go with the next question and previous question, and if it is correct, it should have update from the here. So this is all of the same code that we have to update a particular number. to a particular number. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'll go to question starter. The main is not to have an application here. The main is to apply your oops idea and get it into a place and use it wisely. So how am I going to create a class in here? I'm going to create a class with a text file that is a question and a question answer. That will be my boolean value. So I will create a class of question, and in that question I open the question, and in that question I'm going to give a string of question text. And to validate this, we have to give the boolean value, right? And give bool question answer. Okay. Now I will create a function where it will get my question so that it can validate all those things. So I'll create a function string of q comma boolean of a. I'll close this function and then I'll open this. Now I'll open the question text equal to q and question answer equal to k. So now I have created a function and this is a constructor to construct a particular function. So okay, now this part is done, this question star dart is done. This is how you construct the question, and we are going to bring the main function of this application lies inside this brain. So how are we going to implement this? We are importing this question star dart into this brain. So we will import dart into this, and we are going to apply the brain. This is the brain structure, right? So what are we going to do? We are going to create a class of quiz brain, and inside this quiz brain I'm going to get the integer of question number. Why? Because I wanted to get the integer of question number so that I can loop into my list and find that particular question and that particular answer. I'll go into this and int of question number equal to 0. Now I'll create a list of a question bank. So I'll create, what are the things? I'll create a list of question bank. I'll create a next question. I'll get the question text and the question answer so that I can validate it in my main application. So what I'll do, I'll first create a list of question, which will be my equal to. So this is my empty list. How am I going to insert it? I will open the constructor question, right, which we have constructed in the last Dart file. I constructed. See, if I give this, there will be automatically this question, and we'll be having a string question as well as the answer. So this gives us the quiz app of questions dot. I'll open this. Here they are saying like string of q and boolean of a. And what am I going to do here? Is give the string as Obama is the current president of USA. So that is not true, right? So we'll give it as false. Okay. Now this happens a lot. So we'll just do this. Q&A. We'll just copy this. We'll just post maybe about 5 questions. And now we'll put what's the composition of Africa, what's the composition of India, give you the correct expression of. So our question bank is done. Now we are going to have the next question. What are we going to do with our next question? Is what, and also we have to close this list. So we have closed the list. Now to go into the next question, we have to get the question number and the question length. So what I'll do, I'll create a void next question. I'll create a void of next question. Here, if my question number is less than question bank dot length, so if it is less, it should automatically increment. So I've given this 1 so that if it is the last one, it should go to the -1. So after that, I'll give inside this question number plus plus, so that this will increment. If it is -1, if it is less, this will increment to plus plus. So here I wanted to access this only in this class. I don't want to get outside the class. What I'll do is to make this private. I'll make this private here. I don't want to access this, so I'll make this value private. I want to access this only inside this class and not outside the main function, so that this doesn't change. And after this, I'll get the question by using string get question text. In this question dot text, I'll return the question bank. In this question bank, I'll get the question number. Say, so suppose question list. In this list, I wanted to get the question number. So I'll give the question number, and I wanted to get the text. So question text. This will return me the question text. I'll copy this. Why to waste time? Copy this, paste this here, and create bool get question answer, and here we'll get this also remains the same, and here I give question answer. So now we have this in place. We have created the quiz bank, we have created the next question, we have created the question text, we created the question answer, and we have created a class where we have this a function of question with text and with answer, with question dot text and question dot answer. Now what we'll do, we'll run it. We have an AVD manager running, which is this. Try to remember. Okay. We have an get ANSER. Okay, here this part is missing. I will start the emulator, start the new one. Is it running? Yes, it is running. Start this. Okay, I'll update my Flutter later. Wait for this assemble is let's assemble the task. Let's install the APK. Okay, now we have the question. We have the question. We have true or false, and this is a floating button. Now we are going to check how this is working. So Obama is the current president of USA. I give true. This is correct, and this is a wrong answer. Why is it giving tick? Okay, we'll check it. And Africa, false. Okay, this is false. Obama is the current president of India. No, it's false. False. Okay. Obama is the current president of Netherlands. Yes. See, it is giving out and it is true as correct. So now we have to change this part. So if the answer is correct, I wanted to add this icon. Okay. If this answer is correct, I wanted to give this. So what I'll do, this one, I'll set state to this. I'll do the same here. Icon and get this set state. Also it is correct. I will change here. So now we have some error in place. So now we need to we'll just adjust it together. Okay, it won't work here. Now we have it, and if we run it, just give me that output. This two, yeah. Now we are getting it. So this is how we implement the object-oriented programming language, and we have shared you the particular exercise for today. You guys try it and let me know if you have any issues. So use it by using a oops concept. Okay, you can post your questions in our Telegram group, and mostly we'll try to convey your issues and get your issues quickly sorted out, and So that's it. That's about it, guys. And have a nice day. Most probably by 2 to 3 days, we'll start giving you projects for you for an easy run. Okay. Thank you, guys. This is all about it.